right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to KVrising. We are live here from the Kellyville Event Center, home of the Kellyville Ponies, for Game 2 of Day 3, the Kellyville Invitational Tournament. Vian Wolverines and the Ripley Warriors. Starting lineups are being introduced. We had a good game this morning against the Lady Ponies and the Lady Wolverines. Excited to get this game underway here. All right, just about to get the tip underway here. Doing the jumping duties for the Wolverines, Diego Ramos. And the Warriors. If I can find the Warriors roster, here we go. Doing the jumping duties for the Warriors, number 24, Ty Grimes. 24 against 24. As Richardson comes out with the ball for Vian. Now number 5, Caden Hood on him. Pass over to Ramos, over to Mays. Now Mays to Wright. Wright guarded by number 20, Cole Marlowe. As that rebound is by J.W. Lesko. Now inside to Grimes. Rebounded by 21 for Vian. Stewart. Right, ball was knocked out of his hands there for a second. Now Mays. Now over to Richardson. Richardson to Wright. Wright drives in. Shots just off the mark. Rebounded by Lesko. Brought down the floor by Marlowe. Over to Lesko. Back to Marlowe. Over to Hood. Back to Marlowe. Over to Lesko. Lesko inside 24. Grimes. Back over to Lesko in the corner. Now back to Marlowe. Inside to Hood. Now back to Lesko. His three-pointer just off the mark. Rebounded by... That was taken away by Grimes as he gets the easy lay-in off the steal. So Ripley, first points of the game, go to 24, Ty Grimes. Now Mays. Now Wright. Wright guarded by Marlowe. Loses the handle there for a second. Gets to Marlowe off the rebound. Grimes almost with a putback there. Almost with an alley-oop layup there. Mays on that. Almost with a takeaway now. Gets it to Marlowe. Now over to Grimes for the three-pointer just off the mark. Rebounded by Wright. Wright now to Mays. As he gets the layup just off the mark, that goes to Hood. Now it's over to Marlowe. Now Lesko. Now Birch. Birch, his floater's good. Now Richardson. He passes over That three-pointer is good.
Number 10.
Did you grab the wrong mic again?
I don't know, probably. Number 10 was that three-pointer.
Number 10 for Vian.
Yeah.
I don't have a 10 on there. That was 21 that tipped it out of bounds, Stewart.
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe it's 20. Yeah, it was 20. I'm sorry. I just glanced down from this small little screen and
That was Mays on that three-pointer then. Now Lesko. Now Marlowe. Now Hood. Back to Marlowe over to Lesko. Lesko for three. And it's on the money.
I can barely read their numbers on this camera screen, so one of the reasons I'm not talking a whole lot.
Richardson now guarded by Hood, and he drives in. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded almost by Lesko, and that goes Ripley ball. Last touch by Richardson.
He had to lost the power cord to the TV, Jacob. I know it's got to be your fault, right?
It's got to be. It's always my fault.
There's nice
Tipped
steal.
by Wright there. Guarded by Lesko. Floater. His floater's good. Marlowe thinks about shooting it. Gets it over to Grimes. Now to Lesko. Wow, J.W. Lesko for three. He was a good 3 or 4 foot behind the three-point line there. Now right to Richardson. And that shot by Wright was good. Vian takes a timeout. Now over to Marlowe. Marlowe going to be called for a walk there. Rebound Hood. Passed over to Birch. Birch inside to Grimes. His lay-in's good. That missed shot attempt by Wright. Now Marlowe. Over to Lesko. He's been on the money for three, and he still is. J.W. Lesko for three. All right, end of the first quarter here. Can you relieve me for just a second?
Yeah, I mean, turn on your book, talking. I'll bring you to the scoreboard. Terry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, Robert, you'll have to help me because I can't, looking at this small screen, I can't see the numbers. So
Oh, okay.
you'll have to call the plays.
Well, I was getting ready to say this has turned into be a pretty entertaining game, actually, for a first boys game of the afternoon or the morning anyway. Keeping up with these players is tough to do, especially if you don't get to research them and all that. So,
Well, I tell you what, Jacob's doing a heck of a job. He's got the names down pretty good on each one of these teams.
absolutely, that's Blake Kleinsmith right there hitting a three-pointer for Ripley. Pass underneath there to number 22, Trace Sanders with a lay-in, 18-9 in favor of Ripley. Ripley's one of the teams I had kind of favored going into this tournament. One of the boys' favorites, ranked highly in Class A, played well in their tournament. There's a nice play inside there by Bo Birch.
Yeah, they got some talented kids on both of these teams. This is a pretty good matchup here.
Absolutely. Ripley's trying to pull away with an 11-point lead early, and you know what, guys? I am way behind the score. I forgot I was even doing that part. I will get you up to date. It is actually 20-9. I still had the 15 score up there, Terry.
Oh,
I forgot what I was doing.
Well, I haven't ran a camera in a couple of years, so it's reminding me just how difficult it can be.
Yeah, going back and forth between here and the PA table, it's two different things here, so my mind's got to comprehend what to do here. There's a three-pointer up there by number 3 of Ripley. Ripley shooting the lights out. That's Cashton McIntyre. Ripley is shooting it lights out in the early goings here. I know it's the second period, but now built a double-digit lead, and it does not seem that way. There's a three-point attempt. Big rebound there by Diego Ramos. Finally taken away by Ripley. And got a walking call. Terry got a couple of good things lined up for today's action. Coach Taylor Todd never could make it up here yesterday, but she said she would definitely come today, so we're definitely going to get her up here. And then later on during the girls' championship game, a couple of the senior boy basketball players for Kellyville is going to come up and sit down with us. So I got a couple of interviews set up, and
well, we got Coach Neighbors in last night, talk about the preview for upcoming slow pitch softball.
that was a great interview. Looking forward to slow pitch this year. And Coach Neighbors talked highly favorable of the years to come, too. I was excited when he said plumb down to 5th grade.
Yeah. Well, and you got that's it. You got to start young, build the program from the bottom. You know.
Oh, there's a nice layup there by number 12 of Vian, Mason Wright. 23-11. Yeah, when Coach Todd comes up here and interviews, that means we've talked to basically all the head coaches at Kellyville, except the head football coach, and we're currently in between right now, my understanding of that. Coach Cherry has elected not to retire, so Kellyville will be on the search for a football coach, and I don't know where that stands. J.W. Lesko going to the line to shoot 2. And he drains the first one. I'm getting ready to hand the microphone back to Jacob, and I'll sit up here and run the scoreboard for him if they want me to do that. But Terry's working the camera and the scoreboard, and I'll try to keep better stats. But here's Jacob back.
All right. Looks like Ramos passed to Richardson just a little bit too high. That goes to Birch. Now inside. Good score there by McIntyre. Ramos there, his shot as he was fouled. Now Ramos at the line. First one goes. Second one as well. Stepped across the line before he threw the ball in. So Vian ball. Miscommunication there with Ramos. Richardson still gets a hold of it. As he goes up, his shot's just off the mark. That's tipped by Lesko and Birch. Sorry. And now Zetterberg has a hold of it. Now Birch. As he goes up and his shot's good. May's looking for a place to go with it. Almost to Richardson. Stays Vian ball, as that ball was tipped. Now Richardson, guarded by McIntyre. He passes to Ramos in the corner. Ramos shot just off the mark, tipped out by Lesko. So Vian gets the ball. Mays passes it into Wright. Now Wright over to Ramos. Now Ramos over to Mays. Back to Richardson up near the key. Now Wright over to Mays. Mays now looking for someone to go with a good screen by 21. And that is Elijah Stewart. Ripley comes away with the ball. Now Cole Marlowe over to Grimes. Grimes over to Birch. Birch back to Grimes. Grimes thought about taking a three-pointer. Ends up passing to Marlowe. Now Marlowe over to Lesko. Lesko over to Grimes. Now to Birch. Back to Grimes. Good screen by Birch there. Shot just off the back iron. Rebounded by Ramos. Now Mays bringing it down the floor. Guarded from distance by Grimes. Good screen by Stewart there again. As the shot doesn't fall. Lesko. Timeout. Ripley. Now Marlowe bring it up the floor. Over to Grimes. Grimes to Lesko. Now Marlowe. Back to Grimes. Grimes to Birch. Grimes now to Marlowe. Over to McIntyre. Now back to Birch and Grimes. That ball's tipped, picked up by Richardson. He's got two defenders behind him. As Richardson shot just short. Going into halftime here. You guys got anything to say as far as the game goes?
No, I mean, it seems like a closer matchup, but then you look at the scoreboard. I mean, I don't know what kind of adjustments need to be made by Vian, but I think the gap is just Ripley getting hot there for a minute or two, a few threes and a couple of steals right real quick. They made several points within a couple of minutes. So hopefully Vian can make some adjustments and we get a little closer ball game come out the second half. We'll be back here in about 8 minutes.
I just want to say before we sign off for halftime, I just want to thank our presenting sponsors. Don't know how many times we've got to mention them during this tournament. Here, it's kind of unusual, but CT Decorative Concrete and Construction, we appreciate them. CNC Construction, appreciate them. Patriot Air, and also Bluebell Free Will Baptist Church. Those are our 4 presenting sponsors. They're the ones that make all this possible. We do have a couple of other sponsors in the works, waiting on them to come on board. But if you guys like what you're hearing on KVrising, what you're seeing on KVrising, please get with us. It's your support that keeps us on air. But thanks a lot. We'll be back right after halftime.
Okay, we're back for the second half of action here. This game versus the Warriors and the Wildcats, or the Wolverines, sorry. Richardson over to Ramos. He goes in. His shot's just off the mark, rebounded by Lesko. Now Marlowe against Wright. That pass to McIntyre. Or sorry, Hood. Gonna get Marlowe for a travel. Now Richardson. Taken away by Grimes. Grimes now going. He's got two Vian defenders on him. He's going to fake Mays out and get a nice little put in there. Very nice move by Ty Grimes. That's right. That is right. He's right in making that jumper. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the games more than you enjoy my jokes. There's a reason I'm a stand-up sports broadcaster, not a stand-up comedian. Ty Grimes over J.W. Lesko. He's been on the money for three, but that one's just off. Rebounded by Wright. Over to Richardson. Richardson, his three-pointer in the corner is good. As Wright's going to play a little bit of a press. Now Grimes finds Birch. Now Birch putting the work in on Stewart as he gets to Lesko. Lesko for three again. Shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by Mays. That shot's rebounded by Ramos. And now rebounded by Birch. Birch goes up with it. His floater's just off the money. Knocked out of bounds. Is there something about this other side where depth perception is better for Ripley? I'm not sure.
They're clawing their way back here. Down by 13, but so far what we've seen here in this third quarter, Ripley definitely shooting the ball, or I'm sorry, Vian definitely shooting the ball better than Ripley.
You'd think perception would be better as far as this goal over here on the right side would because of the wall behind the goal, but Vian, that was Ramos there with that three-pointer. That was a very good shot. Now Richardson being guarded by Birch. Birch with the foul as Wright's over here down on the other side of the floor. And he's going to limp off. Being subbed in by 14, Polecat. Looks like Wright's going to make his way back to the locker room or over near the tunnel. As Richardson, good screen there by Stewart, is going to drive in, and his shot is good. Dwindles it down to an 8-point game now. Let's go to Marlowe. Marlowe very close to the sideline over there. Ball hits the line as it bounces. So Vian ball. May's going to pass it into Richardson. And Richardson guarded from distance by Hood. Good screen again by Stewart. Putting the space between Hood and Richardson. Now Polecat guarded by Marlowe. Good little move to make some space. Mays now guarded by Grimes. Now back to Polecat. Inside, tried to get the pass to Ramos, but Birch takes it away. Couple behind the back. Dribbles, now Mays takes it away, and Ramos down there to get the easy lay-in.
Yeah, Vian is really...
Miscommunication there.
Oh,
Ball
wow,
goes
what a
off
play.
Lesko.
That might have been the first time I caught myself watching the game and not moving the camera. And that was a great play.
And Kleinsmith come in for Ripley.
That definitely happened.
Yes.
Richardson driving in. His shot just off the mark, rebounded by Birch. Now gets it over to Kleinsmith. Kleinsmith to McIntyre. McIntyre back to Kleinsmith. Guarded by Richardson. Getting closer, closing the gap.
Terry, sometimes the physical talent of these guys are just put you in awe, and it's tough to follow along.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just.
Well, I was giving Jacob a hard time, told him if he hadn't lost the cable to the TV, I wouldn't, I could watch the game and do the film. It's hard to watch on this little 2.5-inch screen.
Let's go for three. Just off the money again. Rebounded by McIntyre. Gets it back to Lesko. Lesko putting the move on Richardson. That shot's just off the mark. Rebounded by Richardson now for Vian as he's double teamed. Gets out of that, goes. And we got a foul. And that foul's on Richardson, or sorry, McIntyre. Now Ramos got it by Birch. Gets to Polecat. Polecat over to Stewart. Stewart now to Mays.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very long ago, but for some reason I can't remember what the halftime score was. But Vian, wow, they really made some adjustments at halftime, and they came out and closed this. Ripley had a pretty good lead, and Vian's come and closed that gap, just down by 6.
You know, Vian showed some spark yesterday. I mean, especially late in the game. I got to laughing at their coach last night during their game. He said, we start horrible, but we finish in a great way or something like that, and making the game closer. But I think he's down 13-14 at halftime. So
something like that. Again, I can't for the life of me. I did zoom in or put it on the scoreboard when we went to halftime break, so.
I tell you what, we watched so much basketball the past 2 days, and now going into the third day that they all run together anymore, I tell you.
So now Wright, who's back in the game now, over to Ramos. Now Mays being guarded by Grimes. Now Mays gets it over to Wright. Now Wright back to Ramos. Charge. The halftime score was 29-13.
Wow.
So 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Past 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Ripley has scored 2 points. And Vian has scored 12.
Yeah, so Vian was down 16 at half, and now they closed that. Is that right, 16? No, you said 29 to
29-13. Yeah, 16. Rebound, let's go. And Kleinsmith loses a hold on it. And Wright takes it away. Good power dribble,
Wow.
puts it back in.
Wow.
Good takeaway by Mays there. He's driving down. He's going to go up. And Richardson, oh man, just rolled in and out. Now McIntyre over to Kleinsmith. It's a 5-point game now. Or sorry, 4-point game now. My math stopped mathing. Now Grimes over to Kleinsmith. Guarded by Richardson. Now back over to Grimes, who's guarded by Ramos. McIntyre trying to make some space from Mays there. Now Kleinsmith guarded by Richardson. Now closing the gap. Pass to McIntyre, guarded by Mays. Mays gets his hands in there. Foul called.
Only 4 fouls called for this quarter. So it's 7.7 seconds left.
McIntyre finds Lesko. Lesko for 3, just off the mark. And Zetterberg tried to get it off just in time, but failed to get it off before the buzzer sounded.
So what started as a 16-point deficit for Vian, they've cut that down to 4. So as a lot of coaches do, they like to divide the game up into quarters and win-loss for each quarter. Vian definitely won that quarter.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. What a great adjustment by Vian here.
You can definitely credit their defense for, that's only a 2-point quarter for Ripley there, so.
Yeah. Huge impact right there. We'll see if Vian can continue the trend. But I'm glad to see it. I said it when they went into half that hopefully they could come back and make this a close game.
I like setting where we're setting because you're opposite of the coaching, so opposite of the benching. And both these coaches are very animated on the sidelines. They coach them up really hard, both sides.
I tell you what, though, I don't know that we'll ever see a more animated coach than Larry Heath.
That's true. That is correct. Of course, Larry was here at Kellyville for 7 or 8 years, and before
he went on to Beggs, and then now he's an assistant at Sapulpa.
Lesko for 3. And that one's on the money, J.W. Lesko. So this may be the start of Ripley getting back into the game. Now Richardson. Saying Ramos stepped on the line.
And, you know, sometimes it's so hard to catch up from such a big deficit. By the time you get caught up, you kind of go back into a lull again.
Yeah.
So let's hope that don't happen here to Vian. Hope they continue. That's good defense there, though. Oh!
Oh, you got to have those.
So Birch gets it to Lesko now.
Yeah, you got to have those easy lay-ins like
Now
that.
Zetterberg to Grimes.
You can see the pain in the Vian coach's face right there whenever that layup didn't go.
And there's nice
Try it
steal.
again. Oh, no. 2 in a row.
Yeah, so there's 4 points right just real fast they've left on the floor. Sometimes 1 or 2 plays is all it takes to make the difference in a game, and hopefully not for Vian, but we'll see if those 2 misses allow Ripley to kind of widen the gap back out. I'll make up for it there.
For 3, 4-point game again. Now now Hood. From a game turning into what we thought was going to be a blowout, it's turned into a really good game. Especially at halftime, there's a foul there.
Yeah, halftime it sure looked like it was going in the direction of a blowout. But again, kudos to the Vian and to their coaching staff for making some adjustments at halftime.
That's Birch, the line. His first one doesn't go. As Stewart comes in for Sanders. Second one doesn't fall either, but Mays gets the rebound for Vian as Grimes tries to come to a press. And now Wright. He's guarded by Hood. Kind of breaks him a little bit there, makes some space. And Wright goes in. He's going to be called for a travel.
Oh.
So Hood going to pass in for the Warriors. Now Hood. Now Zetterman. Or Zetterberg, sorry. Grimes, now to Hood. Hood to Lesko, back to Grimes. Zetterberg screaming over there in the corner. He's open, he's open. And Kleinsmith gonna put the floater in. Fadeaway jumper. So Wright. He's guarded by Hood. He gets it out to Richardson. Richardson, he's guarded by, name just left me, Zetterberg. Right, good screen there by Mays. Mid-range jumper's good. Now Zetterberg. Over to Lesko. Lesko, pass inside. Deflected, intercepted by Richardson. Richardson, pass to Ramos. His shot just off the mark. That's rebounded by Grimes. Now Grimes passes Zetterberg. Ball's loose on the floor. Good hustle there by Ramos. Knocks that ball out of bounds. Gonna be Vian ball after that ball was tipped out of bounds. As Wright is gonna bring it down for the Wolverines. Guarded by Hood. Richardson in the corner. His shot's rebounded by Grimes.
Looking at the foul situation and also the timeout situation, coming down to the final minutes here, neither team's in a bonus yet, so if one of the teams needs to start fouling in order to put them on the line, they've got some catching up to do, and it looks like Vian's doing that right now. So. You can tell it's close, though, because both teams are getting a little edgy. Little lippy going on down there.
So now Marlowe bringing it down the floor for Ripley.
Nice play.
Richardson takeaway. Only has to beat Grimes. Beats him. Now Wright going back up. His putback's good.
That very well could have been an and one right there. They just didn't blow the whistle there. You don't want to argue with him, young man. He's been doing this for 40 years. Don't argue with him.
36-34, Marlowe. Bringing it up the floor, guarded by Richardson. Gets it over to Hood, who's guarded by Wright. Hood trying to make a play. Over to Grimes. Gets Mays flying. Takeaway by Wright. There, he only has to beat Lesko. Lesko with the rebound on that missed opportunity jump ball.
One of my favorite officials of all time is Mr. Night Train Lane down there. He is a legend in the refereeing world. Has been doing it forever. He will not let this game get out of control, I can assure you. So things are getting a little edgy down here.
Richardson close to the half-court line, gets double-teamed. Now Grimes with the takeaway, only has Richardson to beat, but Mays comes in behind and tries to take the ball away. Now Grimes is double teamed. And Mays goes down.
I never saw a call. Did you guys catch a call there?
No.
Oh, there it is.
And that foul's going to be on Mays. That's his 4th of the game. 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining. Mays is a big player for Vian. Great defender.
Ripley's going to take a timeout, prevent that 5-second call.
Wow, 2-point ball game, 2:14. That's what we like to see. This is Championship Saturday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Get your tempers up and this timeout. Both teams left with 2. Not sure whether they are 30s or fulls. At this point, I don't guess it really matters. But and some people say this first game on Saturday don't mean anything. Tell these 2 teams that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, don't tournaments count on the record?
Absolutely.
So it means something.
They all count, but we're going to official down here. Night Train's getting with the music there. I ain't got the camera on him, but he's dancing along. But
I didn't see
well,
it.
you ain't expecting that, but like I say, Night Train is a great guy. He got his nickname. He used to DJ a radio station, and that's where he got his nickname from. And
Ripley gets to Lesko. It's rebounded by Ramos. Now Wright bringing it down the floor. Takes it up. That's blocked by Grimes. And Hood gets the takeaway. And now he's triple teamed. Wright almost comes away with it. Now Mays. He's on the floor. Now we got a loose ball. Now Mays picks it up. Now Marlowe. Now Mays drives in. He's blocked by Marlowe. Lesko gets the rebound. Now Marlowe bringing it down the floor, guarded by Wright. Now foul's on Wright. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Now Ripley's in the bonus, going to go to the line, shoot 1-1.
that is good old-fashioned Oklahoma basketball right there at its finest.
Cole Marlowe at the line. First one goes. 3-point game. 1:41 remaining in the 4th. Marlowe, second one goes. Mays pass into Wright. Wright, pass over to Richardson. Richardson goes up. His shot's just off the mark. That's rebounded by offensive rebound now with the putback, no good. Grimes rebounds. Now Marlowe. That's tipped by Wright. Marlowe gets the hand on it again. Now Hood, guarded by Mays. Mays pokes the ball away. Now Wright's going the other way. Only got Marlowe to beat. Gets the floater in.
And I've had the wrong score up here. I apologize. It's 38-36. That is the real score there. So timeout Vian, it looks like.
Down to 1 timeout remaining. Lesko inbounding the ball, gets to Marlowe. Marlowe guarded by Richardson. Trying to put the brakes on him. Richardson saves the ball from going out of bounds. Now Mays drives up. He's blocked. We got a foul.
Foul going to go to the line, 54.6 seconds. So chance for Vian to tie the ball game.
Deshaun Mays, senior. First one goes. Second one falls as well. Tie ball game. 54.6 seconds remaining. Polecat with the ball. Sorry, no, Kleinsmith with the ball. Guarded by Mays. Good screen there by Birch. Kleinsmith poked away. Mays has the ball. Going down the floor. Only has Birch to beat. He gets the lay-in. Deshaun Mays. Now Hood with the ball. Guarded by Wright. Grimes.
Wow.
Lay in there.
Tie ball game.
40-40. Now
Nick,
Wright
5
over to
seconds.
Mays. Now Richardson.
4 seconds.
Just off the mark. We're going to overtime.
Wow. Unbelievable, folks.
Can you ask for better than this early on a Saturday morning? What a ball game.
Wow. And unfortunately, I have to leave.
Hey, Terry, you got to leave.
I have to leave. I apologize. I have a funeral I have to go attend, and man, I don't want to leave, but I'm going to leave it in you guys' hands, and but I do want to say before I go, regardless of the outcome, boy, I tell you what, Vian has something to be proud of. Down 16 at half, and they have just worked their tails off in this second half to make this a real competition and to go to overtime here on Championship Saturday. As you said it, Robbie, you couldn't ask for more.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'll be back. Hopefully I'll be back for the 4 o'clock game, if not definitely by the 5:30 game. And so everybody continue to have a great time, and you're in good hands with Jacob and Robbie.
All right. Thanks, Terry.
All right, we're back for the overtime quarter here. Wright to Mays. Now Ramos over to Richardson. Richardson to Mays, guarded by Grimes. Mays goes up. Grimes with the rebound. Now it's over to Kleinsmith. Kleinsmith to Hood. Hood over to Lesko. Now Kleinsmith again. Back over to Birch. Birch guarded by Mays. Birch goes in. His shot's deflected. Gets his own rebound. Now Hood Gets it to Lesko. Lesko. That shot's money from Kleinsmith. Now right. Mays. Back to right. Guarded by Hood. The gym's getting louder. Ramos, as Wright drives in, his shot's off the mark. Rebounded by Richardson, he's on the floor. Now it's picked up. Ramos for three, his shot's just off the mark. Gets the rebound almost. We got a foul. That mid-range jumper's good. 1 point game now. As Kleinsmith has it. Guarded from distance by Richardson. Now closing the gap. Gets it over to Birch. Inside to Hood. Hood back to Birch. Now over to Kleinsmith, guarded by Richardson. Let's go for three. And the three-pointer is good. JW, let's go. Mays, now Richardson, guarded by Kleinsmith. The screen from Ramos makes the space. Now guarded by Birch. Richardson over to right. Timeout Vian. Their final timeout of the game.
I actually think Vian has one timeout remaining, Jacob, because you get an extra timeout during the overtime.
Okay.
And so they had one, I believe, going into the overtime. So I think they still have one left. I could be wrong on that, but.
Well, the scoreboard doesn't say 0 yet, so I'm just going to keep my scoreboard reflecting the in-game scoreboard. What a game.
What a ball game. I mean, you can't ask for anything better on a early Saturday morning for Oklahoma high school basketball. No give up on either side.
If you're just now tuning in. If you're just now tuning in with us, 1 minute, 6 seconds remaining in this overtime period. Great ball game. Vian down 16 at halftime. 29-13 was the halftime score. Came back, tied it up. Took the lead at one point. And now down by 4. But the way that this game has been playing, that's not a hard feat to accomplish. As Wright has the ball. Going to the corner, passes to Richardson. Richardson as Mays falls down. Gets it to Mays up at the top of the key. Now over to Wright. Good screen by Ramos there. Gets it to Ramos. Ramos for three. His shot's just off the marker. Rebound by Wright. His floater. It's good.
Another timeout on the floor. Who took this timeout? Look at the official. All right.
Vian.
So that is their final timeout.
Scoreboard says 0. And Ripley has 3 left.
You got both sets of cheerleaders on the court. I mean, this is championship Saturday at its best. And we still got a full day of basketball to go. There's 6 more games after this one. So
did this game start early?
I believe we're pretty much on time. I mean, it's 12:39. Second game scheduled, or third game scheduled for what?
1 o'clock, right?
1 o'clock?
I think it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, then a 2:30 game, then a 3 o'clock game. No.
No, that ain't right.
That ain't right. 2:30 game, then 4 o'clock game. And then a 6:30 game.
10,
And
11:31. Yeah, 1 o'clock's the next scheduled game. So this game just ran quick. I mean, there not a whole lot of fouling going on. I mean, 7-4 on fouls in the second half. All right, let me get back to my camera work here. I don't want to miss any of this action. There's no telling what might happen. So
Kleinsmith passes it in. Good play there using the out of bounds rule. Gets it to Lesko to make some space. Gets him open inside. Completely legal, which some people wouldn't believe. That pass goes way out of bounds. Overthrown. 46-44, 28.6 seconds.
and Vian had a chance to either tie it up or take the lead right here. But you know, hey, looking at the foul situation, Vian's still not in a 1-on-1. So Ripley has some fouls to give if they need to. So
Mays now, as he drives in, floater just off the mark.
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
But it looked like it must have been tipped or something because I believe it's going to stay with Vian. It is staying with Vian.
Richardson, as he takes it up, gets his own rebound, puts it back up. Rebounded by Lesko. All Vian has to do is foul. And they do.
Boy, a couple of point-blank range shots right there. They missed a couple earlier that came back to haunt them. Now it turns into a free throw contest.
Lesko goes to the free throw line.
.3 seconds.
Lesko makes it.
Got the shooter's roll right there. Referee having some words with a couple of the players and like getting a little edgy down there.
Lesko goes up. Second one goes.
That's going to be a timeout for Ripley. Now it's a 4-point play with 5.3 seconds to go, so it's going to take basically a miracle right here on Vian's part. I'm sure Ripley's coach telling him, do not foul. Whatever you do not foul. You don't want a 4-point play out of this.
.44, 5.3 seconds. Vian already heading out back to the court.
I'll try to keep up with the ball here. I'm sure this is going to be a long pass, so I'm trying.
Timeout clock just running out. So they're going to throw it in again. Just went for a bounce pass there.
It's automatic. I mean, it's nothing we can prevent. The horn goes off. It's set naturally. And what a ball game. 48-46, the final score there. So what a great game by both teams. Both teams need to be congratulated. I hope they enjoyed their time here at the Kellyville Invitational Tournament. But Ripley's going to take it 48-46.
What a thriller. What a thriller. All right. Well, we'll bring you the next game here, scheduled for 1 o'clock. So they're going to put some time on the clock here, and we will be back. Make sure you tune in. If we have more basketball games like this, we're going to be in for a good day. So